So what do you say when your clients say that either you're too expensive or they can't afford you? Because what you say or do in that moment can really define your business. Hi, I'm Tim Cooper. I'm a business consultant and also the author of the upcoming book, Wellness Business Breakthrough. And that's going to be your guide to hassle-free rebookings and endless referrals while only attracting your perfect clients. So what do you do? Because, as I said, the way that you react in those situations can really define your business. Because if all of a sudden you fall on your sword and start to discount to accommodate them, where is your business going to be in 3 months from now, or 6 months from now, or a year from now? I can guarantee you're going to be in the same position as them, not being able to afford services, because you're going to be filling your business with people who can't afford you, who can't afford to pay, and you're going to be earning half or less than what you're actually worth. So what do you say? Well, there's a couple of things that you can do. Well, there's a number of things you can do, and the major thing is that you must maintain your integrity. You can't be seen as being under the pump or weak in such situations. If somebody says that I'm too expensive, I'll just say, or that they can't afford me, the first thing I say, well, look, if you can't afford an hour, maybe we can do what needs to be done in 45 minutes, and that's going to save you $15 for the treatment. And if that's still too much for them, then I would rather let them go. And the reason for this is that if you can make too much of a concession up front, then you set a precedent with that client. And that client knows that if they want to get a cheap massage from you, all they have to do is say, I can't afford it this week, and you will lower the rate, whether they can or not. Okay, so you're making, you're setting that precedent, which isn't great, because then if you do that client after client after client, you can just see your hourly rate drop and drop and drop and drop. I do apologise for the background noise. I should have put my phone on silent. My phone's been inactive for about the last half hour, but of course, as soon as I get on something to do something, everybody gets active. Okay, so that is the most important thing, is to set your price and stick to it. Now, if you want to get into a discussion with people, I generally don't, but I want you to just consider these things and why you should stand firm on your pricing. Number one, it costs you a lot of money to maintain your level of expertise. As a practitioner, you must perform a number of professional training hours a year, and those training hours can get quite expensive. And if you've got to do 20 hours a year, that could end up costing you $5,000, maybe even $6,000 by the time you do all those courses. You've got to understand that people aren't paying for your hour, they're paying for your expertise, and they're paying for the results. And I usually say to people that, it costs a lot for me to maintain my level of expertise and to learn more, so to improve my treatments. I'm constantly studying and constantly doing courses, and this all costs money, and those courses are expensive. The other thing I say to people is that my treatments are all cost inclusive, so it's a set rate regardless of what I do or use during treatment. So if I use acupuncture needles or expensive oils or whatever else, they don't get charged any extra. That is all part of the treatment. And other people actually out there, I was told one day, so look, if you ever think you're expensive, how's this? I was told a story by somebody who said that they were going to this other place to get dry needling, and they were being charged $300 a session for the dry needling, and they weren't getting any results. Now, I charge $95 a session, and for whatever treatment I perform, and I can guarantee that my results are pretty reliable and predictable, and people know what they're going to get. So all of a sudden, that puts it in perspective, doesn't it? $300 per session, somebody else not getting results, $95 getting results. What's expensive now? Okay, look at things in perspective. There's another one, I was told another story about somebody else, about two people, massage therapists, who charge $180 an hour, and they're booked out for 3 or 6 months in advance. A colleague of mine actually got in to see one of these people, and after waiting his 3 months was disappointed with the result. He was expecting something magic for the $180. It wasn't forthcoming. So let's put things in perspective. But the most important thing is the market. So people say the market will only dictate. Sorry, people say the market dictates the price, and I say the market will only dictate the price if you fail to relate the value of your services. And so this is the last thing I want to share with you, in this little Facebook Live, is that when people say they can't afford you or you're too expensive, sometimes it's true. Sometimes they generally can't afford you for that treatment. But a lot of time they use money as a very simple excuse and a way out. And a lot of time that is because you haven't related to them the value that they're going to get from the treatment. If they really believe that you can solve their problem, if they really believe that they can improve their life, then they're going to find that extra $10 or $15 over and above what they would pay somebody else. Okay, it's getting very, very humid here. I think it's going to storm. I'm melting as I talk, so I'm going to leave it at that for the day. Okay, now if you want to get on the early readers list for the Wellness Business Breakthrough, just go to Wellness Business Breakthrough and get on the list, and you'll get access to early chapters of the book as they're released. Not only that, you'll actually get a complimentary copy of the PDF, or maybe making a little edition when the book is finalised. That's my gift to you for getting on the list at wellnessbusinessbreakthrough.com. I also do weekly live coaching calls, free, right? So they're group coaching calls. You can come on and you can talk to me live, or you can enter your questions into the chat box, or you can email me your questions prior to the call, and you get some coaching along the way, and that's going to be invaluable because you're going to get your questions answered, and I'm going to put you on the path to success for 2017. Once again, you can sign up for those calls at wellnessbusinessbreakthrough.com as well. Okay, that's it for the day. It's early in the year. Let's make this one to remember. And until next time, you keep shining.